locker room talk. That's what boys do. He didn't do it.
Well, I don't talk like that.
Well,
Do you have any children?
I do.
Do they talk like that?
No, they don't.
So not those boys.
Well, no, not
Do you have a
those
husband?
boys. I do.
Does he talk like that?
No.
Well, not that boy.
No.
Mild distrust of Donald Trump not winning the election caused so many folks to move over to news that was more comforting to them.
In a recent and fiery exchange that has since gone viral, former President Donald Trump found himself at the center of a media storm after comedian and political commentator Jordan Klepper delivered a scathing critique. Known for his sharp wit and incisive humor, Klepper's remarks struck a nerve, prompting an uncharacteristically explosive reaction from Trump. The incident has sparked widespread discussion, highlighting the ongoing tensions and polarized opinions surrounding the former president in the current political landscape.
The brains of so many folks of distrust.
Yeah.
The media, it's the enemy of the people. He was the #1 guy, the most famous person this planet has ever seen. The media, enemy of the people. The media, enemy of the people. The media, enemy of the people. Now this media is telling you something you don't like? Cool, well, I don't need to trust them. I've been given...
Donald Trump remarked that the New York courthouse, where he is standing trial in the Stormy Daniels hush money case, would be the site where all hell breaks loose. Naturally, Daily Show correspondent Jordan Klepper was on the scene. Klepper, who frequently attends Trump rallies and was even present at the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol, encountered a much more subdued scene than what the former president had predicted.
So we've been following this protest. We headed to the Capitol, and the Trump supporters just broke through the gates, and they're now heading into the Capitol right now.
However, Klepper still encountered some strange ideas among the Trump supporters who did show up, including one individual who insisted that the former president couldn't possibly get a fair trial in a predominantly blue city like New York. "Where can Trump get a fair trial?" Klepper asked. "In the Midwest, in Ohio, in Florida," the person responded. "He's on trial in Florida. He's on trial in Georgia," Klepper pointed out. "Will you accept the results of those trials?" "No," the person replied. And that wasn't the only logic-defying exchange Klepper had with fans of the former president. At least one member of The Daily Show isn't very confident that the results of Donald Trump's ongoing trials will change anything politically. Jordan Klepper took the desk recently, filling in for Jon Stewart, to break down the latest developments in Trump's hush money trial. After finding that Trump had once again violated his gag order, Judge Juan Merchan warned that the former president could face jail time if such behavior continues. Whether Trump is thrown in jail for a few days over the gag order or thrown in jail for a few years for the hush money scandal, he's still going to be the next president, Klepper said Monday night. The joke earned him boos from the studio audience, prompting Klepper to fire back, "Look at the polls, everybody!" That was far from the only gag order joke Klepper had up his sleeve. The temporary host and longtime correspondent mocked Judge Merchan's threat, noting that the judge has already found Trump in contempt for violating the gag order on 10 different occasions. Jail time was threatened if an 11th offense occurs. "You've done it now, Donald. If you violate that gag order for an 11th time, the judge is really going to consider jail time," Klepper said. "I mean, he's strongly considering the possibility of consequences for your actions. Oh, just one more chance." Klepper then remarked that no judge wants to throw a former president into the slammer, before stating that Trump has the mind of a toddler. "If there's one thing a toddler understands, it's that when mom and dad start counting like 9, 9.5, 9 3/4, the brat has already won," Klepper said. This isn't the first time Trump's violation of his gag order has cost him. Recently, the judge fined Trump $9,000 for 9 previous violations of the gag order, and Trump was ordered to pay an additional $1,000 by closing of business. As the stand-in host on The Daily Show, Jordan Klepper delves into his encounters with conservative voters nationwide, offering keen observations. He explores how Fox News has influenced their perspectives, noting a notable migration to Newsmax and OAN post 2020 election, fueled by discontent with Fox's coverage. Klepper underscores Donald Trump's impact, highlighting how he cultivated distrust in the media and seemingly sanctioned a selective belief system based on personal comfort.
a permission slip, effectively, to only do the things they wanted to, say the things they wanted to, believe the things that made them feel good. Without explicitly saying that, it was kind of like a hall pass for only doing the stuff that feels good to you, everyone else be damned.
It comes as no surprise to those familiar with the ex-president's antics that Donald Trump has a talent for pettiness. However, a recent after-hours tirade targeting Bill Barr has bestowed upon him a new moniker, according to the Daily Show correspondent and this week's co-host, Jordan Klepper, the undisputed king of pettiness. While Trump found himself back in a New York City courtroom for his hush money trial, there was a silver lining, as noted by Klepper's co-host, Ronnie Ching. Trump's former Attorney General Bill Barr announced. After months of calling him unfit for office, Trump's former Attorney General Bill Barr said he's voting for him anyway. Cheng revealed, and Trump responded with as much grace as you'd expect. Trump posted the following message to Truth Social. Wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president despite the fact that I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. New York Post. Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill. MAGA 2024. Klepper couldn't suppress a chuckle at the antics of the ex-president, whom he affectionately dubbed the King of Pettiness. I am positive in an alt-universe Trump was a sorority president just dripping with shade, Klepper continued. Like, wow, Bill, I love that bikini. You're so brave to be wearing that. You go, girl. If another shot at the presidency doesn't materialize for Trump, perhaps he could consider checking if Kappa Kappa Gamma has any job openings. Jordan Klepper made a return to the campaign trail, finding that Donald Trump's supporters are more than willing to grant him the dictator powers he once claimed he'd only exercise on his inaugural day in office. During the Daily Show segment, Klepper assumed the role of host, and some individuals even took their support for Trump a step further. You're fine with Trump as king? Klepper asked one supporter at Saturday's rally in South Carolina. Yes, she replied. Trump as king is good? Klepper confirmed. Yup, she said. That's about as American as you can get, he said, but any sarcasm appeared to have been lost. Yes, it is, she said. In another encounter, a rally-goer attempted to defend Trump's racially charged remarks about immigrants poisoning the blood of the country by suggesting that the former president speaks in allegories. It sounds much nicer in the original German, Klepper quipped. Yeah, the man agreed. Yeah, there you go. In a revealing segment, Klepper extends a helping hand to a Trump supporter who found themselves duped into purchasing questionable items emblazoned with the former president's name. The encounter sheds light on the vulnerabilities and blind loyalty that can accompany political fervor. As Klepper navigates the situation with empathy and humor, it prompts speculation about why Trump, despite his public persona of strength and bravado, might indeed be privately pleading with Klepper to halt the public humiliation. Perhaps behind closed doors, Trump is grappling with the repercussions of his actions and the effects they've had on his supporters, realizing that the line between loyalty and exploitation can blur all too easily.
No.
Is that how you talk?
Well, no, but I feel like he says.
Is that how your dad talks?
Well, no, but.
Is that like your pastor talks?
No, not
So
necessarily.
who talks like that?
Well, obviously Donald Trump.
Venturing out once more, the Daily Show correspondent Jordan Klepper finds himself outside Donald Trump's inaugural criminal trial. Amidst the charged atmosphere, Trump enthusiasts confess their unwavering refusal to accept any judgments rendered by the courts, even in states considered friendly to the former president. Shockingly, one individual admits to being present at the Capitol on January 6th and even made an appearance on America's Most Wanted.
People are getting waved up towards the Capitol. Take it back! Take it back! I'm hearing people saying, let's go, keep going.
As the trial's commencement approached, Trump fired off an email to his supporters with the subject line, 72 hours until all hell breaks loose. Intrigued by the ominous tone, Klepper delved into discussions with supporters outside the courthouse, probing whether they were gearing up for chaos. I want to see how it plays out, replied one woman, indicating her intention to take a cautious approach. However, when Klepper broached the topic of whether April 15th might resemble another January 6th, the woman took offense. She quickly confessed to being present at the Capitol on that infamous day, but asserted that it was breached before they arrived. "Is that why you're here early today, just to make sure you get that first wave?" Klepper shot back. "Well, I have done pretty. Go back and watch America's Most Wanted," she said with some pride. "I made a grand appearance there when somebody said we got what we deserved." Another Trump supporter expressed their grievance to Klepper, asserting that Trump couldn't possibly receive a fair trial in a state like New York, suggesting that he'd have better luck in the Midwest or perhaps Florida. However, Klepper swiftly reminded the supporter that Trump is set to face trial in Florida soon. Pressing further, Klepper inquired whether the man would accept the outcome of that specific criminal trial. The man hesitated briefly before firmly declaring, "No." Former President Donald Trump stirred up attention on Tuesday by releasing a video on Truth Social, promoting his God Bless the USA Bible, priced at $60. The Daily Show guest host Jordan Klepper humorously dubbed it Trump's latest very classy business venture. "How does that thing not burst into flames immediately?" pondered Jordan Klepper. Amidst the peculiar fusion of the Bible and the Constitution, as if it were a Pizza Hut Taco Bell mashup, Jordan Klepper from The Daily Show chimed in with his signature wit. "I know people will say that you're not supposed to mix the Bible and the Constitution, but what you have to understand is Trump has never read either of them," Klepper quipped. Taking a satirical jab at the situation, Klepper remarked, "If we step back and look at this, Trump getting into business with God can only mean one thing. God is going to end up bankrupt and serving a 3-month prison sentence for lying under oath." During a guest appearance on the television show Klepper, the sharp-witted Jordan Klepper couldn't resist diving into the latest happenings surrounding former President Donald Trump. With his characteristic humor and insight, Klepper quipped, "Trump needs to poop his pants," injecting a dose of levity into the ongoing discussions surrounding Trump's public image and the impact of his actions on the right-wing bubble. In a broader context, Klepper highlighted how such moments of humiliation and ridicule threaten to puncture the protective bubble that shields certain political figures from criticism and scrutiny. Through his humorous commentary, Klepper deftly navigated the delicate balance between satire and social commentary, offering audiences a fresh perspective on the dynamics at play within the realm of American politics.
To essentially poop his pants. And it sounds like a joke, but what it is embarrassing to the point that there's
Humiliation.
No it's complete humiliation. And I think you saw that with the midterms. Oh, Donald Trump might not be a winner. I built my identity around a man who I see as a winner.
Porn star Stormy Daniels, who allegedly had a sexual encounter with Donald Trump back in 2006, took the stand to testify. As expected, the testimony was explicitly humiliating for the former president. Ms. Daniels detailed the encounter extensively, discussing everything from Trump's silky black pajamas to his kink of getting spanked on the bottom with a magazine.
Testified that when she first entered Trump's hotel suite, he greeted her wearing silk pajamas. She says she joked that he stole Hugh Hefner's pajamas and asked him to change, which he did.
The humiliating statements she made were enough to make anybody feel nauseous and uncomfortable. This was precisely the reaction of Jordan Klepper as he moved on to destroy.
That poor magazine.
Even fans have been joining the chorus of dissent against Trump. One vocal critic remarked, "If you got nothing to hide, testify and don't seek immunity, don't delay your court dates. Don't be *** up a storm about how they're gagging you about all kinds of stuff when you're putting other people's lives in danger during a trial. Vote blue. Get this guy out of here." Another one wrote, "Jordan Klepper's ability to immediately call out the cognitive dissonance is amazing." Another one wrote, "I love that he can walk someone right through their hypocrisy, step by step, and they still don't get it. Hilarious and deeply, deeply troubling." As the dust settles from the fiery exchange between former President Donald Trump and comedian Jordan Klepper, The aftermath reverberates through both traditional and social media platforms. Trump's reaction to Klepper's incisive critique underscores the enduring tension and polarization surrounding his legacy. While Trump's tantrum may have garnered attention in the moment, it serves as a stark reminder of the power of satire and dissent in holding public figures accountable. As the political landscape continues to evolve, one thing remains certain: the interplay between humor, criticism, and the exercise of free speech will continue to shape public discourse in the years to come. So, there you have it. Looks like even the big man himself isn't immune to a bit of ribbing. It appears Donald Trump found himself at the mercy of Jordan Klepper's comedic prowess, with rumors swirling that he practically begged for a break from the humiliation. Who would have thought? But hey, in the wild world of politics and comedy, anything can happen. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.